The quote, "the right to be heard does not automatically include the right to be taken seriously," was stated by Hubert H. Humphrey. An example of not being heard took place in a Connecticut state college. A few students were protesting and were trying to form a group called Students for a Democratic Society around their campus, trying to form a new left wing in their nation. The school president, Dr. James, quickly put an end to it because it was disruptive and doubtful. The students couldn't have done anything with that group around the campus, including newspapers or banners or anything like that. A student with the name Healy quickly took this to court as he remembered his first right of speech and press. This got to a smaller court where Dr. James eventually denied it again and again. It was later taken to a bigger Supreme Court where Healy and Dr. James decided that it had no relation with the violent nationwide SDS. This case was solved and the students were able to protest again. A problem in today's society is that people aren't able to voice their opinion without criticism. Although we have the First Amendment, people still want to tell other people what they need to believe and what they don't need to believe. A solution to not being criticized and having free speech is that we all know the First Amendment. By knowing all the First Amendment, we can voice our opinions without getting interrupted or criticized. To show an example of how the nation and the First Amendment changed with the future was brought by American comedian Lenny Bruce. Lenny Bruce was known for his very foul language and dark humor jokes. Back then in the 60s, you couldn't make any foul language jokes or it would be wrong and you would do jail time. Although he did all different kind of shows around the nation, he was going to do one where he had warrants in New York. Right before, like hours before they were going to arrest him in his hotel room, they showed up and he was overdosed on different pills. Because he wasn't able to voice what he actually wanted to voice, it caused him to overdose and die because he didn't have the right of free speech. Comedians can now joke on anything they basically want. They could joke on dark humor or foul language and not get any criticism or any jail time for it. A key quote from Albert Camus we need to remember is, "A free press can, of course, be good or bad, but most certainly without freedom, the press will never be anything but bad." Thank you for listening.